Who's scruffy looking?
What's up, guys? Thank you all for tuning in. Here we are, week 14. This is what it looks like. So yeah, I'm loving it. Week 14 has been good to me. So in the last video, I talked about the 3-month commitment being reached. In my mind, it was 12 weeks equaled 3 months to me, but I realized that that's not exactly accurate. It wasn't 120 days. So we're getting closer to that now. But I just wanted to mention that I do acknowledge that. Thank you for those who pointed it out. You are completely right. I think I'm right too, but there's not a right or wrong here. I just, now you're almost at 120 days. So either way for me, I'm gonna just call it 3-month commitment was met, but doesn't matter because I'm going past it anyways. So yeah, so I hope you all are doing well on the other side of the internet here. I'm going to talk today about inspiration. So this channel, as you oftentimes see me right up here, grow, inspire, motivate. Those are just kind of the things that right, so grow, there's a double thing going on there. Grow your beard, but also grow as a person. Inspire you to grow your beard, or just inspire you in general. And motivate, motivate you either to grow your beard or to take action or do whatever else in your life that you need to do to make yourself happier and live a more fulfilling life. So that said, I think that being a good beardsman, and so obviously being a good person, is to seek to inspire others. And so this doesn't mean something epic that you need to do in your life, or some type of great feat that you need to accomplish. It really just revolves around taking action, around probably a lot of things that you already know you should be doing or want to do, but you've not figured out yet what it is that's keeping you from taking action. So I want to do a little bit today in terms of inspiring you or motivating you to take action in your life. I think it starts out by being a good person. So I want to speak to the beardsman right now. I think that there is an issue amongst our community where we are tying beards too closely with masculinity, in terms of thinking you're not a man if you can't grow a beard, or you're lame if you can't, or it's all just about the women, and the women love beards and they're all about my beard and they just want to get with me all the time and blah blah blah, and it's all real highly sexualized and really misogyny-ish. I drink my whiskey straight and I cut wood, and nothing's wrong if you like women, or if you like whiskey, or if you want to chop wood. Nothing's wrong with any of those things. But don't be a beard bigot, right? So be a good person. If you have a beard, throw off the preconceived notions that have plagued beardsmen in the past and currently in some places right now still. Don't be a beard bigot. Also, I would say encourage people, no matter what type of facial hair they want to have or not have. Really, just like I try to do with this channel, I encourage you to be yourself. And so whether that's a bearded self or a not bearded self or whatever is immaterial. It just encourage people to be themselves. So don't be a bigot. Encourage people to be themselves, and think of yourself as someone's role model, right? So if you're not already someone's role model, you're gonna be at some point in your life, or at least you should want to be someone's role model, because that's how you affect the next generation. That's how you affect the world around you. It doesn't have to just be kids who are younger than you. It can be peers or even people who are older than you, who can see you as a role model. So if you think of yourself in those ways, I think those are just 3 different specific things that I thought about. I thought would be somewhat relevant to beardsmen is: don't be a beard bigot. Encourage people to be themselves, whatever that is, and think of yourself as someone's role model, right? So those things all affect. Those are all things in your head, right? Things that you have to work on it and get right, inside. But how does all of that translate into creating a better world and inspiring others and being a positive force for change? And that comes from taking action, right? Taking action can be hard. I totally get it. It's something that I've struggled with for a long time. It's part of the reason why I've got over this year. If you've not been able to ever read that, it says, what actions have you taken towards your goal this week? And at the beginning of every week, I write what I did the previous week that were for my goals. I have 5 goals for this year. And I don't get them all the time, but my goal is always have something to write in there. And so that means taking action. Another quote that I have above that, which I love, the speaker Simon Sinek, genius is in the idea, impact comes from action. Action is very hard to take, so I want to give you guys a few starting points that worked for me that can help you start to take more action in your life, to get the life that you want, to create the life that you want, to create the world that you want, and to create a better life for your family. So first of all, I would say volunteer. I think volunteering and giving back is a great way to start taking action. I know personally, I had a hard time trying to figure out how to siphon off time from my days to do stuff for me, like film a YouTube video or, you know, like do something fun, you know, something creative. But I was able to get on board with a volunteer organization, and that made me actually feel like more committed to like taking action for these people because they're relying on me to do X, Y, and Z. And so the place that I started, that I encourage you to start as well, if you're not doing something to give back or to volunteer, is volunteermatch.org. I will link to it at the end of this video or at the description if I'm not able to do it at the end of the video. And I highly recommend you go to volunteermatch.org. You're able to choose different interests that you have, and it will match you up with opportunities in your area for you to serve. And I think nothing starts to improve your your self-worth and just feeling like the type of person who you are. Nothing improves that as much as helping others. There's a quote from the Avatar, which is a great cartoon show if you have not watched it, Avatar: The Last Airbender. And Uncle Iroh says something to the effect of, oftentimes we solve our own problems while we are working on solving someone else's. And I think that's very true. And so I think volunteering it's a double benefit, right? Because you're helping others, but you're also, there's a huge benefit that you get back from that yourself. Kind of tied along with that is Kiva.org, Kiva. .org. They are a microloan site. So essentially, to put it quickly in a nutshell, you can make loans, business loans, or just loans to people, specifically people in other countries, and you can choose, again, things that you have interest in, whether that's like housing or healthcare or food or women or single parents or stuff like that. You can make loans to these people. And it's not even charity. It's like a charity in the sense of like, you might not get paid back. They might default and there's nothing you can do about it. But 97% of the loans are repaid. And you can take that interest that you get from these loans and re-loan it back out. So America, as you know, and many other first world countries have tons of money in them. You can like literally create more money to help people by doing this. So Kiva.org, it's a great place to try out. And I will also put a link to my team, if you want to join my team, which is really just like, there's no obligation or anything like that. I don't loan all the time. Sometimes I forget or whatever. But you can join my team if you're interested, and we can like loan money to people together. And it can help really change a lot of people's outlooks on life and what they're able to do, because most of these people are entrepreneurs and they're trying to do businesses, and it's just very hard to get any type of funding in the area that they're in. So Kiva.org, another great place. And then helping homeless people in general. I think that's a huge epidemic. It is a huge epidemic in our country and everywhere, really. And I think that oftentimes people, it's like, what's the best way to help someone? You know, and there is no silver bullet. Oh, there is this one way. This is the way that you help people the most. I don't think there is one way. I think the one thing you can always do is acknowledge them, right? So you can always acknowledge them. And honestly, like, this may sound ridiculous, but it's true. Since I've had a beard, I feel more comfortable because I don't feel like I'm so polished now that I would like be off-putting or condescending by simply interacting with a homeless person. Maybe that sounds ridiculous, but that's how it has been for me. So since I've had my beard, I felt more like, hey man, like, I'm a little bit rough too. I don't know. Maybe that's not, like, again, maybe that's ridiculous, but I felt like I'm more approachable, and then I feel easily more, I can like approach other homeless people, not other homeless people as well. Anyways, so you can always acknowledge them and give them the head nod or ask them how they're doing or something like that. But another way that you can help is by getting gift cards for grocery stores. I highly recommend this because it's very easy to do. You can throw several of them in your glove compartment. You see someone homeless on the side of the road or whatever, they ask for food. you can give them a gift card to Kroger or whatever grocery stores in your local area. So anyways, that's what I've got for you guys today. I always try to make these videos shorter than they are, but they always end up being about 10 minutes long. But I hope that you found them useful in some way or another. I hope that you were somewhat inspired to take action in your own life. And I would love to hear your comments and feedback. You know, what is it that, are you doing something already in your life? What is it? Or is there something that you've been wanting to do, but you've not taken the necessary action to do it yet? I'd love to know what that is, and maybe why what do you think is holding you back? We can conversate about it in the comments, or maybe it'll spawn another video in the future. But again, thank you all for tuning in. I love your comments. Again, like, share, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll catch you on